日本時間25日、ドジャースの大谷翔平は本拠地レイズ戦に1番指名打者で先発出場。5回には2試合連続となる41号ツーランを放ち、4打数2安打2打点の活躍を見せ、メジャー前人未到となる50本塁打、50盗塁に向け好調を維持しています。大谷の41号は、なんと驚愕の片手一本弾。1点を追う5回1死1塁。右腕ブラッドリーのスプリットにタイミングを外されながらも右手一本で振り抜くと、打球は右翼ポール際のスタンドに着弾。打球速度 96.7 マイル、約 155.6 キロ。飛距離338フィート、約103メートル。角度32度の一撃に、本拠地ドジャースタジアムの観客からは特大の MVP コールが沸き起こっていました。試合を中継していた地元放送局、スポーツネットロサンゼルスの実況ジョー・デイビス氏は大谷の41号に対し、
入りました。これは大谷しかできないことってところですね。連夜の出来事です。しかし翔平はなぜあの球をホームランにできるんだい。ほわっと、相手投手もめっちゃいいコースに投げてますよ。意味不明だよ。
と大谷の異次元ホームランに驚愕していましたので、その模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介していきます。
That's a base hit to right field. Open the game for the Dodgers.
Ohtani getting things going. Got 41 written all over it possibly right now. I get that quest to 50. But again, as you mentioned, Bradley just having a real rough go of it his last 4 starts, and not the way he wants to start tonight.
Now he's got to deal with Mookie Betts. Pours in a fastball for a strike. Dave Roberts is saying before the game, and it's obvious that he's stealing bases, right? Shohei Ohtani. But Dave, who of course made a career out of stealing bases, has said Ohtani's not just running fast and having long strides, but he looks like a base stealer. When you take a look at the details of the leads and the jumps that he's getting, and even his slides, he looks at how he's picking his spots better within the context of the game, the scoreboard. And it's not just the 40 steals, but it's the efficiency. Major league average is 78% success rate. Ohtani's above 90%.
Well, I think you look at, especially last night, there wasn't even a throw. I mean, that's a thing too. Not only is he successful, but sometimes it's not even close half the time.
There's always some level of conserving energy when he was doing both, when he was hitting and pitching. And so, yeah, he had it there, but it wasn't a focus of his. You're conserving energy in the games. You're conserving energy, or at least spending time focusing on the pitching, that now he can spend a little more time studying pitchers, moves over to the plate, studying their deliveries to the plate.
You know, the thing about stealing bases, though, it just wears your body down. Again, there aren't as many pickoffs at first, so you're not diving back into first all the time. But even the sliding down into second base, I mean, that wears you down.
Betts muscles this one up the middle to second for one, over to first, a double play. So 6-4-3 wipes the bases clean. Here is steal number 40. Career out of breaking the limits continued last night. Is the first ever to get 40 and 40 in the same game. First to do it on a walk-off, and he did it 21 games faster than anybody else. Continues to amaze, continues to force us to pose new questions, because like you said, immediately you go from, wow, that's amazing, to can he do 50-50? The pace that he's on is exactly 50-50. But the caveat there is that he's been stealing bases at a much higher rate the last month.
I think there's going to be a phrase right next to his name for the rest of his career, and it's going to be, what's next? Because that is truly what he accomplishes. You say, okay, well, nobody's going to do that. Well, he might do better than that.
Whoa. Knocking the mud off his shoes, guys.
Man, much easier to get a popsicle stick and just, last thing you want.
That was violent.
Yeah.
And that was a little glimpse of what made Taj Bradley so hard to hit for so long this summer. Gave Dave Roberts what he called one of his top memories in this ballpark in his 9 years as the manager. Regular season moments. Put it right there with Charlie Culberson's walk-off home run to clinch the division in Vin Scully's final game at Dodger Stadium in 2016. Unlikeliest of heroes on that day, and another day where it felt like baseball was writing this beautiful script with such an ending that if you turned it into people in Hollywood, they'd turn it away because it's, nah, that's fairy tale. Same thing last night. 40-40 on a grand slam. Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. Ohtani reaches out, hooks a ball. He's so strong it's still deep to the corner, and it's gone! Like only Shohei can, night after night. It's 41. How in the world did he get that ball out of here?
He's Shohei Ohtani.
That's a really good pitch.
I mean, we've seen him hit some of the most prodigious home runs this year. 440, 470. The last two home runs have been as important as any, and they've made it each by a couple of feet. That ball had no business going out with the way he approached it, but because he's so strong, because he's able to keep the bat through, and like I said, the best way to describe it, because he is Shohei Ohtani, he did something again that we just marvel at.
And they chant MVP, and he's turning that race into a runaway. On his way to becoming just the second player in baseball history to win the MVP in both leagues. Frank Robinson, the only guy that's done it.
By the way, guess who's in line for a win? And really, the way things started off and what Kirsch has been able to do up to this point, I mean, he's pitched well. He really has. I mean, you look at those two guys in the same shot. We're not talking about Possum there. We're talking about, yeah, Possum. Kirsch and Ohtani.
Barnes, you're okay.
Oh, yeah. Two of the greatest ever.
Barnes loves to give everybody a hard time. Not even Ohtani's safe from his shots.
Yeah, the thing about Ohtani is, average-wise, he's having a bad August, but everything he hits goes for home runs. He's hitting 2-0 something here in the month of August. You'd never know it.
Yeah, I think it was 209 coming into play today. And then, but like you said, it's 8 home runs, and he's 12 for 12 in the stolen base department.
So he's not having a great month, but he's having a great month.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really a little of everything. Hooked to the corner.
No way.
And the Dodgers take the lead. Front row homer for Ohtani, 6-5 LA.
Watch this. That ball moving down and away. He's out in front. The backhand, the left hand is coming off the bat.
His eyes were closed when he swung.
I mean, you talk about creating some carry. That swing, I mean, he was so far out in front, stayed back just enough. I cannot believe he got that ball out of here. Cannot believe it.
Right around the pole into the front row. It's 3:30 to the pole. Alex Jackson will talk to him, but my goodness.
And you know what's really ironic about all of this? Guess who is now in line to get a favorable decision?
Yeah.
The comeback, you know, with Clayton getting through the 5 innings and now given the lead, he would be in line to be the winning pitcher.
Rays get 5 runs against Kershaw. He's going to exit the game with the lead. At least I think he's exiting the game. Still on the bench.
But it was Shohei Ohtani, D-Train. He was your called shot, and we thought, what's this guy going to do for an encore after last night, the walk-off grand slam becoming the fastest ever to have a 40-40 season. And once again tonight, he gave the Dodgers the lead with that 2-run home run to right field.
I mean, it's starting to be obnoxiously good. it really is. I mean, we're past that, but to be able to cover the whole plate and even some of the talented pitches off the plate, it's not like guys are throwing the ball down the middle to him. He's one-arming baseballs out of Major League ballparks, Nomar. I mean, I know you've seen a lot of good baseball, but this is how talented he is, and this is how locked up he is. Every time he hits the ball in the air, everyone's getting on their feet. It could be an infield fly. Everyone's getting on their feet. That's how much of a power threat that he is, and that's how much he is locked in to be able to hit one to the people. I mean, we're just seeing greatness right in front of us. let's not underappreciate this because he is truly the best player in the world. He's going to continue to cover the baseball. 50-50 is coming.
Well, I always talk about, there's a difference with good hitters with power and then a power hitter.
Right.
Power hitter can miss hit it and it still goes out of the ballpark. Shohei is a power hitter. But he's a power hitter who also knows how to hit because they'd also go out there and hit for average. So that also is when we talk about how special and rarity is. That's what he is. So he's capable of doing that, and we also know he's capable of running and stealing bases. As you mentioned, getting out in front, can miss hit it, but it can still carry out of the ballpark. I mean, Shohei Ohtani, that's why when it comes to call a shot, Don Trout's like, I'm letting it ride. That's what we saw yesterday.
That's low-hanging fruit at this point. That's low-hanging fruit. Why not put the field bet down? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But they're going to continue to challenge him. And Dave Roberts, he has a key because he's at the top of the lineup. So this forces pitchers to have to attack him. It's not like Aaron Judge where you have him in the teeth of the lineup and maybe you can pitch around him. Yeah. They still not pitching around Aaron Judge, but that's a whole segment of the show. But Shohei is a threat right off the top of the lineup. He gets everybody else going, and really he takes pressure off the rest of that lineup.
And just barely missed one in the bottom of the 10th inning. We thought maybe that one was going to get out as well to tie up the game. But
as for Shohei Ohtani, he has hit more home runs and driven in more runs against the Tampa Bay Rays than any other team he's faced as a major leaguer, and that continued tonight with a 2-run blast.
And I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. Taj Bradley goes with that changeup down and away, and we showed it. He gets it down into that quadrant. When you look at but that's a hot zone for Ohtani. Usually, though, because he's able to lengthen the swing. He was able to do it right there on the changeup. That's the one. I mean, the left hand comes off the bat. He ends up swinging that one arm, reaching on a changeup that's moving away from you, that's down and away from you. He reaches out, gets around it with one arm, and drops it into the first or second row down there in right field. I couldn't believe that ball got out, but there's a lot of things that he does that I can't believe.
He puts up video game numbers in general, but in his 28 career games against the Tampa Bay Rays, it is ridiculous how he dominates. 365, 11 home runs, 2 of them coming in a Dodgers uniform, and accounting for now a grand slam and a 2-run home run, 6 RBIs. Matter of fact, it's interesting. I know Los Angeles leads the National League in homers, but 12 of the 14 runs that they've scored in this series have been by the long ball. I mean, they are all home runs so far.
Well, and they're a powerful team. They lead the National League in home runs, so you expect you're going to see that part of their game over a 3-game series, but it has dominated what they've done out there on the field. I'll be real interested to see in between innings, if I can get my math going, to see what over a full season, 162 games, what Ohtani's numbers would be against the Rays. That would be not pretty.
Yeah.
Not pretty.
The steam will be coming out of your ears.
Yes.
また試合後にデーブ・ロバーツ監督もインタビューに答え、大谷の右手1本ホームランについて、
直球ではなかったし低めの球だった。どの球が来るかわからない時に体が反応したということ
とし、
あれは翔平の現在の状態を物語っている。今回見せた打撃は本当に難しいよ
と技術の高さを称賛していました。またドジャースの通算212勝左腕クレイトン・カーショーも先発登板後に取材に応じ、一時逆転となるツーランを放った大谷翔平の活躍について、
語り尽くせないし他に何を言えばいいかわからない。毎晩のように特別なことをやってくれる。しかも来季投げるためのリハビリをしながら、それはとても驚くべきことだ。毎日その姿を見ている。彼にとっては当然のことなのかもしれないけど、特別なシーズンを送っている。彼が史上最高の選手になる理由だ
とコメントしていました。また地元メディアドジャースネーションのドジャース版ノア・カムラス記者は自身の X を更新し、大谷について、
翔平大谷は本当に止められない。彼は MLB 史上初めて 50-50 を達成する選手になるだろう。遅かれ早かれ成し遂げるかもしれない
とし、
ドジャースは全盛期の大谷を迎えられて本当にラッキーだね
と称賛していました。大谷は前日のレイズ戦で劇的なサヨナラ満塁本塁打と1盗塁を決めて、史上最速の出場126試合目で40本塁打& 40盗塁を達成。一夜明けた試合で再び一発を放ち、史上初の45-45 50-50へ年間51本塁打ペースとしています。 これからも大谷の活躍から目が離せません。皆様からのコメントもお待ちしております。